5. The properties of regeneration, and which may serve to throw more light on the nature of it. 1. Regeneration is a passive work, or rather men are passive in it, as they must needs be in their first infusion and implantation of grace, and the quickening of them, even as passive as the first matter created was, out of which all things were made, and as a dead man, when raised from the dead, is, or as the dry bones in Ezekiel's vision were, while the Spirit of God breathed upon them, and then they became active, and as infants are in natural generation of them, for men no more contribute to their spiritual birth than infants do to their natural birth. All this appears from regeneration being a creation, a resurrection from the dead, and as being begotten and born again. 2. It is an irresistible act of God's grace. No more resistance can be made unto it than there could be in the first matter of its creation, or in a dead man to his resurrection, or in an infant in its regeneration. Regeneration is of the will of God, which cannot be resisted. The spirit of regeneration is like a wind, which bloweth where it listeth, and none can hinder it. So is everyone that is born of the Spirit. John 3:8. It is done by the power of God, which is uncontrollable. Whatever aversion, contrariety, and opposition there may be in the corrupt nature of man unto it, that is soon and easily overcome by the power of divine grace, when the stony heart is taken away, and an heart of flesh is given. When God works, nothing can let, and unwilling people are made willing in the day of his power. High thoughts, reasonings, and imaginations of the carnal mind are cast down by him. 3. It is an act of this instantaneously done at time. It is not like sanctification, it gives rise to, which is but a begun work, and is carried on gradually. Faith grows, hope and love abound more and more, and spiritual light and knowledge increase by degree, till they come to the perfect day. But regeneration is at once, as an infant in nature is generated at once, and also born at once, and not by degree. So it is in spiritual generation. One man cannot be said to be more regenerate than another, though it may be more sanctified, and the same man cannot be said to be more regenerated at one time than another. 4. It is done at once, so it is perfect. Some persons speak of a regenerate and unregenerate part in man, and that they are partly regenerate and partly unregenerate. I must confess I do not understand this, since regeneration is a new creature, and perfect in its kind. There are indeed two principles in a man that is born again, a principle of corrupt nature and a principle of grace, and one is called the old man, and the other the new. The whole old man is unregenerate. No part of him is regenerated. He remains untouched, and is just the same as he was, only deprived of his power and dominion. And the new man is wholly regenerate, no unregenerate part in him. There is no sin in him, nor done by him. He cannot commit sin. The king's daughter is all glorious within. A man-child, as soon as he is born, having all his limbs, is a perfect man. So to parts, though these are not at their full growth and size, as they will be. If it lives, so the new man is a perfect man at once, as to parts, though as yet arrived to the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. 5. The grace of regeneration can never be lost, once regenerated and always so. One that is born in a spiritual sense can never be unborn again, for he cannot die in spiritual death. He is born of incorruptible and immortal seed. He is born of water and of the Spirit, or of the grace of the Spirit, which is a well of living water in him, springing up unto everlasting life, and all such who are begotten again unto a lively hope of a glorious inheritance are kept by the power of God through faith unto salvation. 1 Peter 1:3-5 and 23, to which may be added. 6. An adjunction which always accompanies regeneration. a spiritual warfare between the old and the new man, the principle of sin and the principle of grace, the flesh lusting against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, the law in the members warring against the law of the mind, which are, as it were, a company of two armies engaged in war with each other, which always issues in a victory on the side of the new creature. For whatever is born of God overcometh the world, and sin, and Satan, and every enemy, and is more than a conqueror over all through Christ.